Hello and good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us today for the webinar on what are AI agents, a practical guide to transforming workflows. Before we begin, I would like to share quick housekeeping items to help you get the most out of today's session. This webinar will be around 20 minutes, followed by a Q&A session. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll address them at the end. Also, please note that this session is being recorded and we'll share the recording with all of you. Moving on to today's session, which is all about exploring AI agents, what they are, how they work, and the practical value they bring to teams and businesses. And to guide us through this exciting topic, I'm pleased to introduce our speaker, Vijay Navaluri, co-founder and chief revenue officer at Supervity. Vijay has extensive experience in AI and workflow optimization, and he's here to share actionable insights that you can apply right away. Vijay, over to you.
Perfect. Hello, Jay. Thanks, Jia. How are we doing on time? I can see 45 count is increasing. Do you want to give 30 seconds before we get started? Let me just give 30 more seconds and then we'll get started. By the way, I can see a lot of interactions already starting. Great to have you, all of you. Meanwhile, I'll do a quick round of introduction so that we can use this time. So all of you, this is Vijay Navaluri, one of the co-founders, Chief Revenue Officer of Supervity. Today, I took a practical challenge of doing this AI agents webinar because there's so much happening on AI and agents. I thought this is an opportunity for us to really educate the market in terms of what AI agents are and how do we really simplify for the business users. Because as we can see, there's so much LLMs, agents, retrieval augmented generation, multimodal, multi-agent. So there's so many new words and jargon that's coming up in the market right now. It's just on top of LLMs already. LLMs themselves are so complex now. There are maybe 50 new terms within LLMs, large language model like ChatGPT and Gemini Flash and all those companies what releasing huge fundamental models that are getting better every week. And there are so many concepts that are coming up. How can you fine tune better? How can you make this reduce the hallucination of LLMs? The pipelines, the governance, the Gen AI ops. There are so many technical things coming. So today, I'm trying to. I took a challenge that I will not be using any technical word. Let's see how this goes. The idea is to really introduce AI agents, really how powerful it is for the business teams, because we believe the transformational power of AI agents are actually when you give this technology in the hands of business teams, right? Not really keep it technical, just IT focused. IT is very important. IT is going to maintain, manage, and govern these AI agents. So there is no doubt about that. But at the same time, unless you really put this technology in the hands of business teams and democratize it, there is no value of what AI agents are. So let me start now with a quick presentation. I want to use it for a 10 minutes presentation for us to bring everybody on board with what AI agents are, right? And how are they different from existing software and what actually consists of an AI agent. Then some practical examples. And I have my nice demo also planned towards the end of the session so that you can really see these AI agents in action, right? And one request, keep this buzzing. So if you have any questions, comments, please keep adding on the chat. Me and team, we can look at the questions we keep answering, keep talking about. We'll keep it more contextual. So let me just share my screen. Hope you all can see my screen. Yep. So again, just summarizing. So we'll have a 510 slider to go through what AI agents are, and then I have a very nice demo, and I asked my team to build it for this webinar very specifically. So most of my team also looking at it for the first time. The team built the agent, fairly medium complex AI agent in just an hour or two on Supervity platform. So would love to show that to you in action. But overall, we would talk about what AI agents are. Let's start with that. So I want to, before we even get into the tech, most of us use Siri today. So I want to see where we can start from there, which we all can understand and correlate, and then really build on top of it. So if you are using Siri, maybe you can try one of the prompt called, just ask Siri to book a flight ticket for you, right? Maybe you can give a destination, like I want to book a flight ticket to Boston on so and so date and return on so and so date. Try that. So what Siri would do today, right? It will give you a bunch of URLs like a Google search and say, hey, I found these sites like Skyscanner. It could be, some travel portal saying, hey, why don't you go here and book it? I found these portals which you can help with. That's where today's AI technology is. So we call them AI assistants. So these AI assistants or AI solutions which are there out there in the market, they're conversational in nature, but they're not actionable, right? So if you look at Siri 2 years down the line, right? Like now already Apple has partnered with ChatGPT. They are raising Apple Intelligence, and there are a lot of buzz going around them, some negative stuff going on. So, but still, if you look at 2 years down the road, right, how Siri would be actionable. It would be doing a lot of tasks for you in your personal life, which is going to be agentic or actionable in nature. So the simple fundamental difference between AI agents and current software applications or AI assistants or AI apps or whatever is current applications and software are not actionable. A human has to enter data, like in this case, entering destination, so where I'm coming from, trying to date, and so on and so forth. You have to enter the data, look at all the options, and you actually have to perform the booking, right? Or you can outsource it to somebody like a human travel agent. But that's how most of the applications in the business side as well. If you look at ERP, your CRM, you are a salesperson, the CRM expects you to come, punch in data from various leads that you're getting, and then you have to update those leads, you have to maintain those leads, and then reporting. It's all these softwares, applications are sitting there with the data and the context, but not doing anything, right? But what if you can make these apps actionable? What if these apps have the context and actually start working on a specific context or requirement? So look at if Siri becomes an AI agent for you very soon, it would then understand, it will plan, hey, if you ask, book a flight ticket to Boston next Tuesday and back home on Friday. So it will understand the context of the request. It also will understand what are the key information that is there, like the destination, date, preferred travel times and all that. And then it also will have the context of you. So AI agents are all about personalization. It will understand, hey, Vijay, I know you are an early traveler. You don't like late travel, so let me give you this travel plan, and let me book you for so and so, for your luggage and so on and so forth. Right? So it understands me as a person, and then starts booking me. That's the context part. So there is the planning part, there is the context part, and finally it will go and do the booking for me. Right? That is the action part. So in very simple in language, any AI agent, if somebody comes and tells you AI agents, basically they're talking about three foundational blocks. The software should be able to plan its work in series of tasks and steps. It should be able to have the context of the person or the organization or the business. It should also be able to act on the data and the applications involved in it. Essentially, these three will make an existing software, an application, or business software into an AI agent. So I hope I'm getting it, what actually AI agents are for you, breaking it down for you. AI agents should be able to plan their workflow steps. They should be able to have contextual memory, short-term and long-term memory, they call it, like humans have. We have short-term memory, what's going on right now, and we have long-term memory as our past knowledge that we acquired over the time by going to school, college, all that, right? So that is our long-term memory, and short-term memory is about what's going on right now. And then we are all normally able to act. So any AI agent has these three basic fundamentals, right? And then we can actually look at hundreds of jargons talking about these things in different ways. But for you, essentially, it's all about planning, context, memory, and then actions, right? Now, let's look at what is the real magic behind, right? So, how does this work? How is this software actually made, right? How AI agents are made? So, the market is now coming up with, every company is coming with AI agents, right? And eventually you will see all your existing business applications, even mobile apps that you're using on your phone would start becoming agents. So it all starts with a user facing layer, right? An app. We can call them as, you know, AI agents, and there are multiple languages. Multimodal AI agents are not just, they can understand different types of data, right? They understand images, they can understand videos, they can understand audio, they can understand text. That's why they're called multimodal, right? And those agents can be in different areas in our life. It could be in banking, insurance, healthcare, or in business context, finance, IT, HR, procurement, legal. So these AI agents can plan their work, can have the context of the organization and the department or the industry, and also act on the respective applications and data. So this is and facing the users, right? That's the first layer. What's behind the first layer, right? The second layer, which is, if you can plan, but can you really put it into steps and execute that? You need an execution engine, right? If you want to book a ticket, you should be able to really interact with the travel portal or API and then get the data and book a ticket. So the execution layer comes, right? That's where you need to interact with the tools. In AI agents world, they can be called sometimes tools, sometimes apps, whatever they can call it. But end of the day, you're actually executing what you planned as a step by step. While you're executing, you also need context. So the memory, the short-term memory and the long-term memory, right? So there is a technology called retrieval augmented generation, which actually can really bring the context and memory. All of these are layered on top of your ChatGPT kind of language model. So if I can go from the bottom up, you have an intelligent LLM, large language model like ChatGPT, which understands the language of the users or the requests that are coming up. It also can, help you with the planning of the tasks that are involved. On top of the planning, you actually are using your context and memory of bringing your own organizational data into it. If you're looking for a company, you would be having your contracts, invoices, sales calls, operations, videos, whatever data that you have, which is very specific to your organization, which is not private to public LLMs like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is trained on internet data, right? It understands everything that's out there in the public domain, but it won't understand what your organization would have. So augmenting these LLMs, ChatGPT kind of LLMs, with your own organizational data is called retrieval augmented generation. It also brings a long-term knowledge for you, memory for you, right? For the AI agent. So it acts as long-term memory. So when you bring that knowledge to the LLMs, that it acts as long-term memory for the AI agent. So they can actually access the information, the context anytime that they want, right? Then they have to start working with your existing applications. There's SAPs of the world, Salesforce, Excel files, databases. You got to work with your existing applications and tools and perform these tasks. That is where the workflow execution engine will come. That's the execution layer. On top of it, you will have a user application, agentic application facing the users, right? This is what normally goes behind AI agents. I know I went little into technical. I didn't really want to go there, but I wanted to make sure that when you hear these words, you know what to look for. What are agents? Do you have LLM? Which LLM are you using? How are you doing your augmentation of knowledge to these LLMs? How are you doing the execution of tasks? How are you planning and executing them? And how are you engaging with the users? What is your interface, right? So this is how you can look at any AI agent in a very simplified way. Now, there are fundamentally two types of AI agents. Mostly you will hear AI agent here, AI and there. So they're when they talk about AI agents, basically they might be talking about chat AI agents like Siri, right? I'm just talking on the consumer side of it. Even in the business side of it, you will have a customer service AI agent. You would have employee support agent or an IT agent, or there are different AI agents which actually can support employees and customers and vendors and so on. So they are chatting. They can talk in natural language or chat interfaces on e-commerce portals or even voice agents and so on. So most of the market is evolving from existing chatbots into chat AI agents, right? That's where the market is heading right now. Then the next and very powerful, more powerful application is called workflow agent, right? That's where you would look at really not just talking and answering few questions or doing some tasks, you're actually orchestrating an end-to-end business process using these workflow agents, right? They are actually very powerful in terms of their ability to plan their work as a workflow. They're able to execute each step by step. In between, if they have to collaborate with a human or a team, they can collaborate with them and then perform the end-to-end task. So workflow agents are the next big thing happening, right? So that's where everybody is looking at how AI can be actionable. AI can really make an end-to-end process like a customer service or a loan origination process in banking or a claims processing in insurance. How can you take an end-to-end process and really give majority of the task to AI in a workflow, and then human becomes the collaborator, right? So in the business world, we can call it as a maker and checker. AI becomes the maker and human becomes the checker, right? You can have multiple human checkers, you can have multiple AI agents. It can get as complex as it can be from the workflow point of view, being multiple agents working together each with each other, collaborating with multiple individuals and multiple teams, like your business team collaborating with finance team working with legal team, so in an end-to-end workflow. So this is how these workflow agents are coming, right? So these are two types of AI agents that you would normally hear in the market. So when you look at it, you can really place them at either a simple chat agent or is it really a complex enterprise level or business level workflow agent, right? So I don't have to talk about this. Entire market is talking about it. There is huge impact that's coming up with AI agents, both from the business efficiency, cost reduction, and also how efficiently and productive people are becoming using these AI agents in day-to-day work. So this is by far one most transformative technology that's coming in the world of business. And it touches every aspect, every function. You cannot think of a function which will not have an AI agent in the next 3 to 5 years, right? So every business function, every individual's day-to-day work is going to be touched by AI agents. And you can see already Microsoft kind of companies pushing Copilot to there. They're just getting started. I know there's a lot of negativity around Copilot and its productivity, but it's just getting started. So they're going to get smarter and smarter in adding productivity side. And they're also going to get agentic soon, right? Currently, it's most like a chat AI agent. It will also start getting workflow agentic soon. I'm assuming most of the companies would do it. Same with Salesforce and others. All of them are starting with conversational AI agents to start with, and all of them would definitely be, and very soon adding enterprise level workflow agents. So the idea, there are so many use cases that you can do, but what practically you can start today are very simple, right? You can start very simple in your organization if you're looking to get started. Very standard and simple use case. You don't have to really do very complex new processes in your organization. You can actually transform existing simple finance processes, how you're doing invoice processing, how you're doing your reconciliations, how you're doing your financial reporting, how you're doing your budgeting and forecasting. Every process that you're doing today can be using these AI agents and AI workflows. And same with your IT, HR, customer service, all these functions that are done normally today by humans interacting with digital applications would be transformed, where AI would be performing most of the tasks as a maker and human would be coming as a checker, and vice versa, right? So we normally at SuperVT, we help customers to start with some of the back office ones because it's easy for them from risk point of view. They're not really facing complex business decisions, for example, taking decisions which are regulatory in nature. So instead of that, if it's simply back office or some customer service functions where you're able to automate repetitive customer service queries, or most of your finance operations, ID operations, HR operations, that would give you a lot of confidence, and then you can start doing core operations and regulatory and compliance and other aspects as well. So that brings very quickly to the end of this presentation and we'll jump into a nice simple demo that you can really see these AI agents in action. But I hope you're able to understand these AI agents in a very simple, non-technical jargon way. Just summarizing, all AI agents have ability to plan, have the context of the organizational data, and then use tools, applications, and execute steps, actions, right? So these are the three foundation blocks you would look at. There are different technologies that are enabling these foundation blocks. For example, in SuperVT, we have a complete full stack and also pre-built AI agents, which are actually already having pre-built context, pre-built workflow, pre-built tools, integrations, everything done. So you actually can, using prompts, you can configure the AI and start using them, right? So I'll show you one of them, how it works today. Take a simple example of a customer sending an email, a telecom company, a customer sending an email saying, hey, I have this billing issue. I think there is a duplicate line item in my billing, or resolve that for me. And also, by the way, I want to upgrade my plan for so that I can add my roaming to my Europe travel that's coming up. And also, I can actually I want to know the latest broadband plan that's released by the company. So it's an email, has a customer issue, has a request to upgrade the current plan, and also asking for information, sales inquiry information about the new plan, that's a broadband plan that the company has released. Basically, you can't really expect what customers write. It could be a simple billing issue, so it could be a combination of things like this you get in emails. So an agent, if you look at it, should be able to read, understand, and plan. These are the three activities involved. These can be sub agents. It's a billing agent, you have a service plan upgrade agent, you have a sales agent, which actually can all these agents coming and coordinating with the master agent once the email comes, and then it actually responds over email. So if your customer rep, instead of doing all this manually, you can actually use an interface like this to read the email once the email comes, and start using AI. Just 1 second. Let me just reopen it. So once email comes, it has multiple subjects in it. So instead of customer service rep doing everything, it can be this is how the billing was looking like. There is a duplicate entry in November, right, in the billing app. So AI agent has to be access to this data as a context, right? Its ability to access this billing application, billing data of the user, and identify there's a duplicate charges on the bill, and then he has to look at the customer data of the customer and see what plan he is on, because he asked for a plan upgrade. So AI agent should be able to look at the CRM system, in this case Salesforce, and really access what plan the user is actually. If he is on a branch plan, right, he may have to upgrade to that plan from branch plan to next plan. And also, the AI agent should also have access to the company's all product data, right? Because there's a sales inquiry about a new product in the broadband. So this is how AI in our application can have the context. You upload all your documents in one place, the AI will start having the long-term memory, the context of the organizational products and plans and contracts. You can upload thousands of documents, and then AI will have access to it, and it can answer. You can use this, as I was explaining, the RAG technology, to use this contextually in the workflow when the AI agents are addressing the customer service query, right? So AI has the context, long-term context of the organization. This is how you actually the different scenarios that are coming from the customer inquiry. AI agent would have access to all of this, and then you can actually the service rep and go and say, hey, I have this. I have this, I want to use the agent to resolve queries from my customer. I want to make sure that he's a valid customer. He has a billing problem. I want to resolve it. I want to upgrade the billing plan as well, and also answer the queries about the broadband plan. This is what this is what the things that I want to do, right? And or you can simply mention even if it's simple English, you can say, I want to address some email queries from my customers, and then leave it there, right? And then the agent should be able to plan. So this is a prompt-based application in SuperVT. You can go and create these agents in seconds and start using them. So all prompt-driven. So the AI agent will be able to now plan the planning module of the AI agents we talked about, right? It understood here is the things that I need to do, here are the steps that I would handle this, and it actually generates a workflow step by step to do these tasks. So this is how the workflow would look like. It actually reading the email, right? And you can talk about what you want. You can simply write prompts, what you want to understand, which email, which folder. You can configure some of those things in a very simple way. You can also, then it has to validate the customer, whether it's a valid customer or not. So it has to call, the account number or phone number or email address. Based on that, you have to validate the customer. So you write in simple English what the agent has to do without writing any code, right? Um, and then you actually have to do the billing resolution. This is billing agent, which actually can go and resolve a billing issue for the customer. This is going to call an API to perform the billing change, which is removing the duplicate entry. Then the next request is the plan upgrade agent, right? So it knows that it has to call a CRM API, and then it actually will configure. I have to update the billing from plan from bronze to premium. So it has the context of the user, and you can write simply what it needs to do, and then without writing any single line of code. So now this billing agent is performing the billing task, right, to update the service plan from bronze to platinum. And finally, it also has to answer the sales inquiry, right? I just shown you how the augmentation happens. You upload all your documents, and AI has the context. It can answer all the questions. So now it's using the same augmented, uh, augmented generation technology as an API to call and get the sales inquiry information. So it's orchestrating step by step multiple agents that needs to be performed, and then finally sending with all those the summary. Hey, I performed. I resolved your billing issue by removing the duplicate entry. I have upgraded to the platinum, and I'm actually um, you know sending you the sales information about the new broadband plan, all of that, and I'm going to send an email to you. So this is how the final email gets generated. This is the initial email that was sent, and now it's sending the final resolution email saying, step by step. And by the way, it's completely auditable, right? That's the most important part of it. What AI agents are doing, it's not a black box to you. Step by step, it will track everything what happened, what the AI agent did, so that you have complete auditability and observability in it, right? This is one of the most important aspects for the customers. And finally, you see the email, right? Hey, thanks for your concern. Apologies, we resolved the issue for you. By the way, I upgraded from gold to platinum. I'm actually, this is my, these are the broadband details for you, the plan and everything and so forth. And I think this is how it actually showing. After the resolution, actually the entry has been deleted, the duplicate entry has been deleted, and just a proof of the work, right? And the plan has been upgraded to, should be platinum now. So the plan has been upgraded to platinum. So different multi-agents have been working together for performing various tasks, and you just have to write everything in prompts, what the agent has to do, and you just give the initial prompt, and then you can enhance that context by giving additional prompts, and you see the AI agents are performing the task, one after one. So that is how business teams can actually go and create and use the AI agent technology, and just like they use ChatGPT as a simple prompting technology, and use those generate workflows and do prompting on what each task to be done. Mention all the logic without even writing a single line of code, variables, loop, branching, none of the technical jargon. You don't need to understand technology programming. You can create these kind of end-to-end agentic workflows and use them for automating end-to-end processes. So I hope you got a clue of how these workflow agents work, which are, I'm sure you must have already seen chat agents. I'm not showing them there, but this is the next generation technology that's coming up, which can perform, end to end, make your existing chat GPT kind of applications into really actionable, while performing the planning, context, and action all at once in a simple prompt based technology. So that concludes my webinar. I hope I'm on time. I think I am. So any questions, happy to take from there. Let me just get out of the presentation mode. Right. So let me take a few questions. How do AI agents work with existing tools like CRMs or project management software? Great question. So AI agents, a lot of the companies talk about them as tools, can access these applications because they have access to the APIs, right? And we don't have to educate them or put them configuration what API to use. When you use a advanced AI agent platform like SuperVT, it understands for the so task, I need to call CRM and this API of the CRM it needs to be asked. And we can give, from a controls point of view, you can tell, which CRMs, the AI agents can access to. You can give all the context that you want to for the AI agents, and then they understand like a human does, right? When you tell a human how to do certain things, you go and explain, hey, you go to Salesforce and do this, and you actually can log into Salesforce and change this plan here. Like that, you just have to explain in prompts what the agent needs to do, and then it actually connects to the applications and do it. So currently, SuperVT has access to 300 plus enterprise applications, business applications. Automatically, it can figure out which application, which API, which task to be done. In case there is no API, we have inbuilt RPA technology, which actually can go and perform these tasks as well. So nowadays it's been called as computer use, but it's nothing but agent LLMs and ChatGPT kind of application should be able to use computer and perform tasks from the user interface, just like we do, right? That is, even the technology is available in case APIs are not available. It can be done. Let me take one more question. Pooja Mishra, can you share some examples of how agents have simplified workflows in industries like healthcare and maybe in finance? Perfect. So healthcare, if you look at the revenue cycle management, is one of the very challenging, very process intensive manual operational work for healthcare providers to really realize their revenue by making sure that every insurance claim is getting paid and reconciled from each payer that they're going to. So normally every healthcare provider supports 10 to 15 payers for their patients to claim their insurances and get this revenue back into the healthcare system. So entire revenue cycle operations, we see agents are really transforming how the manual work and reconciliations are being done, so that the healthcare providers can, which are really struggling after COVID, to be more efficient and help the teams to realize more revenue faster. And obviously on the patient care and nursing assistants. And there are so many other areas where agents are coming now to help augment the knowledge of nurses on how to do what to do on the treatment plans and so on and so forth, and augment doctors in providing faster prescription and so on. So there's so much happening on the patient's care side of it, and the even inpatient health outcomes as well, right? There are a lot of health apps coming in the B2C side of it, helping the agents, helping tracking your metrics, tracking your fundamentals, and really being proactive in managing them. So that's healthcare. Let me take one more question. Shirley Rice. So Shirley Rice, so how long does it take typically to see results after implementing agents in a business process? So like the one that you've seen, right? The customer service one, the customer rep can start using this AI agent immediately. And good part about AI agents are they are very fairly to quickly to configure and fairly quickly to change as well, right? Tomorrow you have some change happening, you just go and change the prompt. There, you don't need an IT developer engineer to really do the programming part of it. But having said that, there is a governance angle to it where you want to make sure that everything that the agent is doing proper. So you want to have a trial run, test run, and then use it. It just not can't fire all the agents that and ask them to do the task. You want to make sure that there's a controlled process of defining and creating the AI agents and making it accessible, then use it. There are few chat agents that actually can be simply used by end users, but there are workflow agents. You want to make sure that you go through the agentic development life cycle process and make sure that all agents are control and accessing right tools and right information before they're doing the work. So in that journey, you might have to spend some time in the governance. Otherwise, the technology is right there available to use it in few days or weeks, if not hours. Let me take Tim has a question. What's a simple way to get started with the agents, if not from tech background? So there are a lot of no-code agents are coming. It's far and few right now. SuperVT is one of the very first or very few business users focused AI agents platform where you can, as you've seen, you can actually create these AI agents using simple prompts and use them. But there are technology tools like frameworks like Crew AI and others who are giving low code, no code approach, but you still need a programming background for those tools to be used. What we are trying to innovate here is to make sure that everything that you can do using powerful programming based AI agents platforms can also be done using SuperVT's agents. So that's why we're giving these pre-built AI agents to use. You can change the prompts and start configuring your own agents very simply, right? And our team supports it till the time that you actually able to create and use these AI agents and make sure that you are successful. So you can choose SuperVT or tools like us to get started sooner without any tech background. There are many more. Let me pick one or two more different so that Samuel asked for, can AI agents be customized for specific business functions like customer service or IT support? Absolutely. So you can change the workflow. There's a base agent, and you can actually use prompt engine to AI coach in our platform to change the workflow the way that you can add more steps, change more steps, and also in the logic that how you do things in each of these sub activities, you can change the prompt, so you can easily crisply customize and configure the agent and start using them specific to your organization. Vipin asked, what tool you have showcased? It's our own tool. SuperVT is what I have showcased today. You can sign up using app.supervt.ai, use our agentic workflow template, and start creating the agents. And our team can help you along the way if you have any issues or if you have any queries. Our team can help you as well right away. So I know we are touching on the final top of the hour. So unless anything else, on most of the questions, again, we'll look into it and then we'll respond to them. Maybe we'll send an email to you as well. But I hope it's a session that you guys are able to have a takeaway about what really agents are, how simple it is. There is no rocket science here. These agents should be able to plan, have context, and execute work like we do humans, right? And different companies and technologies are implemented on those three fundamental blocks, and tools like us can help you really get started and going, automate a lot of your day-to-day individual and team workflow tasks. And we'll look forward to having, I think maybe in a month or so, we're coming up with one more agent. We'll go a little more deeper, business specific. We'll take an industry, we'll take some departments, and we'll really go after industry specific AI agents and how you can use them for various industries and various business functions. So we're going to come up with a lot more sessions like this, if not every 2 weeks, at least for every month. So look forward to having you more engagement there. Great. Thank you very much. Jaya, over to you.